Welcome everybody to Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome. My name is Jimmy, and I'm very excited to have our guest with us here today. All the way from Trap Puzzle Rooms in St. Paul, Minnesota, we have Sir Jamie and we have Gabe. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us. Excited to be
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. So we are here today because in the midst of all the craziness that's going on in the world, people are looking for fun things to do. And most of our adventures have been from the couch to the fridge and then back again. But you guys have put together an amazing experience that will give people something incredible to do from the comfort of their home that is, well, as they said in the movie once, it's right up your alley. So you've created an incredible experience. Take me to Prehistoric Park. If you've never done an escape room, here's the concept. An elaborate room is built on a story or a theme, such as a laboratory on a dinosaur island. The room is scattered with props, clues, and locked cases. You and your team, and it works best with at least 4 people, are locked in the room. Using teamwork and your wits, you'll find keys and solve increasingly clever puzzles in order to beat the objective, which is usually to get out of this room in one piece before something terrible happens.
So we've been developing some escape rooms that are audio-based, that we can run remotely with people. We use Discord to run them, and it lets us visit some places that you just could not do with a physical escape room. So yeah, one of those locations is a very familiar setting, familiar but legally distinct setting called Prehistoric Park. Yeah.
I think it's incredible because for almost 30 years now, people have been wanting to have that experience, to go to some remarkable place populated by these ancient dinosaurs. And, you know, it's always been relegated to video games or I'm here in Orlando, so we have a theme park. I can go to a dinosaur park anytime I want and just grab a lemonade and sit on the steps of the visitor center. It's amazing. But for those of us who, you know, want that experience in our own way, you've made something really special here. So my first question that I have to ask is, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Sir Jay, go first.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got 2 answers for you. One, if we're naming specific dinosaurs, is Yoshi. Yoshi's an incredible dinosaur. Anyway, and if we're naming more types of dinosaurs, I really like Ankylosaurus.
Nice.
I don't know. There's something. It's like it's got the big club tail. It's got the armor. It's like a wacky armadillo kind of. It bumbles around. I'm a fan.
That's an excellent answer. Ankylosaurus is a fantastic dinosaur. We've learned so much about them. They have bone coverings. They have armor over their eyelids, for crying out loud. So this thing was a tank, and it was also a vegetarian, so it was a friendly tank for the most part.
I am also a vegetarian, and I didn't even know that was true about
There we go.
Ankylosaurus.
See, it's destiny. It's what it is. Gabe, how about you? What's your favorite dinosaur?
Probably, like, if I had to pick like one, it would probably be like a Utah raptor. I just want my Jurassic Park raptors, like, you know, that are fluffy and approximately the same size as what we see in the movie. So that's what I would pick. Or like, I don't know, something weird like, you know, like a Therizinosaurus or something bizarre. But no, probably a Utah raptor. Yeah.
Well, Utah raptor and Therizinosaurus are both incredible answers too. And I'll say, in all the time that I ask this, usually I get things like it's a T-Rex, or I like a Triceratops, or I talk to a scientist and their favorite one is one that they got to name. And so, but no one's given any love to the scythe lizards yet. So that's an incredible that we can absolutely celebrate Therizinosaurus. It's like a mashup between Big Bird and Freddy Krueger, and it's just an amazing creature altogether. So yeah, that's excellent choice, Gabe. Fantastic.
I have never heard of this thing, and I'm picturing something right now that I'm sure looks nothing like it.
It was the goofiest dinosaur that people have ever seen. Like when they first discovered remains of these kinds of creatures, there was one called Dinosaur, and it just had these really long arms with massive claws. But that's all they found. So for years, they were like, this is a carnivorous monster that's bigger than a Tyrannosaurus. When we find the rest of this thing, it will be the craziest and most out there theropod carnivorous dinosaur we've ever found. And then they started to find more of the specimens like it. And it's got a really big round body. It's got a long neck with grinding teeth for plants, a little bit of a beak, and the claws kind of served as a couple different purposes, either to pull down plants from palm fronds or to even tear open termite mounds. It may have been omnivorous.
Oh.
So it's an incredible dinosaur. It's like a giant ground sloth or a grizzly bear, except entirely omnivorous creature. So yeah.
That's amazing. I love
Definitely
that.
worth a Google, that one. So you guys are in the escape room industry. You create these experiences for guests all across the Twin Cities to come in and see and to go through. And I got to say, I love some of the creative names and things that you have for them. Heist Baby. It's too cool. It's too cool. It's it's fantastic. And so how did you guys get into the escape industry?
So I started Trapped Puzzle Rooms in 2015. I co-own it with my mom, Karen, actually. And at the time, there were 2 other escape rooms open in the Twin Cities, and a couple others scattered throughout the Midwest. It was pretty early on in this escape room boom. And I've always loved games and puzzles, and reading about them initially, I thought, this is a cool idea. Like, it sort of aligns with a lot of my interests. It's a puzzle, it's a game, it's kind of a scavenger hunt. I've created all of these things before for my friends. It was when the second one opened in the Twin Cities, in Golden Valley. And I went out and played it, and my primary thought was like, I could do this better. So then it became, let's design some rooms, let's write a business plan, and I got a loan, and we hired somebody to help with the construction side of things, because I'm not a carpenter. I don't know how to do that stuff, and we sort of got started. And that first person we hired, the prop designer, brought on Gabe, who has been with our team ever since.
That's awesome. Part of the founding dream team. That's incredible. So Gabe, for yourself, as an art director, so as someone who's had this really creative and artistic streak, what motivated you to enter into this industry during like what Jamie was saying? It was a boom. It was going up. So why did you join the team?
I mean, I kind of stumbled into it. A theater background, so I'm a scenic designer originally, and for the first project, that was when Sir Jay needed someone to do some comic book art for his first room. So I came on board, did that, and then just kind of stuck around, and my scenic design skill set just works really well, and then I made all the things, and they were awesome.
That's very cool. So like a superhero, you answered the call, and then that's amazing. So okay. From our experiences here in Orlando, I've done a bunch of escape rooms. I have a team. We've done 80 rooms now, and we're undefeated. Humble brag. But we know that as fans and folks on the outside, that our numbers have got to be like rookie numbers. So I got to ask you, how many escape rooms have you guys done? Gabe, we'll start with you.
I'm not good at keeping track. I'm probably around 100-ish ballpark.
100-ish?
I don't know, probably.
Very nice.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
And Jamie?
A decent amount over 150. Probably close to 200.
That's crazy. Point. All in the U.S., or are you going international as well?
I have played some in Europe just when I've been there for other reasons, and some in Canada as well.
Now we're going to go and we're actually going to play through the game, and we're not going to be doing any spoilers, so you can actually watch kind of the fun things of it, but you definitely want to have this experience for yourself. But we're going to play the game now, and we're going to find out how we can escape from this incredible prehistoric park that you guys have put together. I'm so excited. Tonight, we're about to undertake an auspicious audio adventure. 251.9, give or take a 250,000 years in the making. A once-in-a-lifetime journey fraught with danger at every turn, so long as you don't turn away from our cameras and screens. Now, of course, no all-expense-paid vacation is complete without some great friends to share it with, so please help me welcome my guests tonight. From right here in Orlando, an escape room aficionado, licensed clinical social worker, and owner of Joyful Mind Therapy, which is the perfect partner to calm any chaos. Please welcome Miss Valerie Weeks.
Thank you.
Val, good to have you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm super pumped for this escape room.
We're going to crush it. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And from Simi Valley, California, and the beautiful La Brea Tar Pits, the father and son filmmaking duo have taken the internet by storm with a single question. Why dinosaurs? Please welcome James and Tony Pinto!
Thank you, Jimmy. I've actually never done an escape room, so I'm excited to try this.
Oh, tonight's going to be a night of magical adventures, that's for sure. And James, you've done some escape rooms before, right?
One or two, yeah. They were rooms. It was slightly different, but yeah, should be fun.
Well, this definitely promises to be a different kind of adventure for tonight. Speaking of which, now let's meet our game master, coming to us from St. Paul, Minnesota, and Trapped Puzzle Rooms, the author of all tonight's chaos and camaraderie, Gabe Gomez.
Hello. Howdy. I'm very excited to trap you guys on Jungle Island and see who survives. It's going to be good.
And how you want us to do things.
The way this works is I will describe the scenario to you. I'll tell you what you see and hear and smell, etc. And then you will work together, decide what you want to do, and you'll just tell me. You'll be like, hey, I want to go here. I want to look at this thing. I want to try that. And I'll tell you what happens. So kind of back and forth, telling the story, very Dungeons and Dragons-y, but without the dice. And you will also be solving some puzzles along the way. All right. So any other questions before we jump in?
One question. What is the password for the last puzzle of the game?
Oh, you know, I ain't gonna give you no information.
I was gonna jot it down for later. I'm trying to plan ahead.
This playthrough may include a few spoilers, but not many. You can still play this game with Gabe and the crew, and you'll encounter a lot of surprises along the way.
Your adventure begins when you all receive this strange email from a weird company that you've never heard of before. It says, "Salutations, friends. You have been randomly selected, or probably in your guys' case, not so randomly selected, to be the first visitors to Prehistoric Park. If you're interested in experiencing a nature park unlike anything the world has known, please accept this all-expenses-paid trip to my tropical island. I look forward to your future endorsements. Sincerely, John Bacon." Now, certain that nothing could possibly go wrong, you all depart the next day, and before you know it, your helicopter is touching down on a lush tropical island. The helipad is surrounded by dense jungle with a short path that leads to the grand doorway of a visitor center. The helicopter takes off behind you, and as you enter the building, you're greeted by an older gentleman dressed in white. He says, "Welcome to Prehistoric Park. I'm so excited to have you here. This will be a shorter visit than I had anticipated, as, well, we're having some power issues currently. I assure you, everything is completely safe, and But before he can finish speaking, the massive jaws of some beast lower down and devour poor Mr. Bacon in one bite. The beast licks its lips. Oh my god. Apparently Mr. Bacon was quite delicious. The animal is too large to get through the door, so you are left alone in the visitor center. It looks like this image. Looking around, there is the main entrance that you just came through, leads back to the helipad. It's currently been blocked by a very large, hungry-looking beastie. There is a metal door labeled control room, a windowed door labeled laboratory, a small cafe and gift shop called the Stegosaurus. And at the center of the room is a large dinosaur skeleton on display and a little sign with some fun facts. So from here on out, it's up to y'all to let me know what you want to do, and we'll go from there.
Can we look at the control room door panel there? Is it a key lock, or how do we open that door?
As our team begins our frenzied escape, we try to unlock the control room and restore power.
Taped on the wall next to it, there's a little note that says, "Remember, Titan trunks, sickle slicers, top tips, destructive domes, flyer flappers, ruler ribs."
Right there under the T-Rex description, there's 4017-9. Do we want to try to punch that in? And then actually under Brachiosaurus, there's some numbers there as well.
Yeah, because they all have, or some of them have numbers, and the Brachiosaurus is apparently first, so it might be.
Yeah, so if we look at the note, Titan trunks, sickle slicers, top tips, so that's going to be Brachiosaurus, the Utah Raptor, Triceratops.
Would there be a number you would extrapolate from that? A large sickle claw on each foot and smart enough to open doors?
Maybe 2 for the number of claws. The number of sickle slicers that there are.
Possible, okay.
If this has to do with, okay, so the Titan trunks, there's 4 legs for a Brachiosaurus, 2 claws, 3 horns. Now we got to count the number of ribs on the T-Rex's body. Now I know the answer off the top of my head, but I'm not going to spoil it for everybody. Let's go ahead. Let's write that down first.
And we just exit through the gift shop.
So the skeleton's right there, so we can just use that. I count.
So we'll start off. 4, 2, 3.
The door unlocked.
Bang.
It's one-sided rib.
I mean,
That's rib pairs.
and I know, right, Jimmy, I'm correct. It's not the actual amount of ribs on a T-Rex. Or did I get it right? No, I guess.
No, it's not enough.
It's to be quite a bit more.
It's for the purpose of the game, and for the purpose of this. Perhaps you bred dinosaurs in this island with slightly different
Exactly.
versions.
Yeah, they've got frog ribs.
Yeah.
That's it. They got frog ribs. They break a few off, and they jut out like Wolverine.
All right, so heading through the door, you find this room control room, so not all the fluorescent lights are on overhead. Looking around, there's a viewing window that looks out into a dinosaur enclosure, a very messy computer workstation, and then a ladder that leads up through a roof hatch, and the roof hatch is labeled radio tower.
Can we investigate the desk?
It is just a complete disaster. It's covered with a bunch of trash and garbage. The computer is all locked up and asking for a password. There's some sticky notes stuck around the screen, and then on the wall is a framed photo of the late Mr. Bacon having a wonderful time with his grandkids.
Password required to restore power to park systems.
So there are conspicuously one letter missing from each of these things. So
That's exactly what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a G, an E,
A 3.
An I, and a J.
A J.
GE3,
Those.
IJ.
You type in G3IJ, and you get a little error message. It says like, you didn't say the magic word.
I gotta say something real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Assuming, and I'm just saying, if the grandkids happen to be named Lex and Tim, that is a picture of a BLT. that part's going to be in the video, guys.
The only thing I can think of, like, if I was trying to nerd my way out of it is, I don't know, it feels like that you could form some sort of goofy word out of it.
Are you assuming that these are the same kinds of candy bars that we're familiar with in the real world?
As you examine the wrappers, they feel kind of cheap, like they're knockoff brands or something.
Uh-oh. Are we dealing with, like, Almond Boy? Some Twax?
Okay. Bubble Yum.
I've been screaming for 5 minutes. Let's go to the store.
Tony's been to enough theme parks to know the safest place to hide is behind a $50 beach towel.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. While everybody else is like messing with candy bars, you run off to the store. It is all set up for business. There's a bunch of stuffed dinosaurs and masks and noisemaker and candy cluttering an old ancient register on the counter. There's a menu board on the wall, and there's a refrigerator that is locked with a red padlock that requires a key.
Well, escape rooms, that means we don't touch the red padlock. We leave those alone because those are how they reset.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
Tony, for the last few minutes, you've been attacked by a Mutahraptor. This game is over.
What do you think is more important then? So we've kind of touched on this with your experiences so far. Is the challenge of the puzzle a bigger component, or having a more immersive theme?
We view things a little bit differently. Not radically, but I definitely fall on the experiential side of things, making it as immersive as possible. Puzzles are important, but I want to escape into a world and also create that world and build it and whatnot. So that's the side of the fence that I fall on.
The puzzle design to me is more important, and the main reason for that is just that I can enjoy a room a lot with very little theme if the puzzles are really engaging and fun to solve. And even if you throw tons of great theme and art and stuff into a room, if every puzzle is something I've seen before, totally straightforward, sort of just parent A to B to C, linearly going through this thing without challenge, that ruins the experience.
I think we've all done some rooms that are gorgeous, but
they
terrible.
just fall flat.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. And a computer voice says, "Hold on to your butts before restoring power to the park." You get a notification that the radio systems are back online, the lab equipment is powered, the fluorescent lights overhead flicker back on, and you now have access to the computer.
Can we take things from the store?
I mean, no one's around to stop you.
So there's two things that I'm kind of intrigued by. One is the air horns, and this is based on the Post-it notes on the desk. There's the air horns, and there was something about the register jamming. So at minimum, I'd like to take an air horn.
Yeah, you drop it into your invisible inventory.
Yeah. Can we mess around with the register a little bit?
When you head over to the register, you kind of poke at some buttons. You hit the no sale button. You hit type a total in, and you hit sale. Everything that would normally cause that drawer to open instead causes all the keys, all the buttons to just jam up. You can hit clear sale and all the buttons return to normal, but you cannot get the drawer to open.
Now, is this like a physical escape room where, at the desk, can we open drawers and things, or is it just what we see on the top?
You are free to ask to do anything you wish.
I would like to see if there's any drawers on that desk and open some things if possible.
Okay. You rummage around under the counter. You find a memo to the employees of this little shop. It explains that at the end of the night, they are to lock up the fridge and then just go ahead and kind of slide the key into the register drawer.
So the key to the fridge is jamming the drawer right now. Okay, so $61.20, $33 even, $14.20, and then $14 even. Let's get all those together. 0, 4. And Gabe is looking at us like, I don't know what they're doing, but these guys are just going to dig themselves into a corner. The clock is ticking.
We're just going to waste math on
You type it into the register. When you hit the total button, it just jams up again.
Can I headbutt it?
So we have to find a way to open
it. Can I try headbutting the register?
Yeah, can we?
Yes. You have a good, series of dots kind of imprinted into your forehead.
So, Jim,
you lose 2 HP.
So there's a picture on the desk of the BLT that Jimmy coined with me. And they've got a stuffed doll, a drink, a burger, and a mask. And I'm going to try totaling that up.
Okay. Good call.
Wonder maybe I have to buy Post-its from the store. Does that factor into this at all? extra 17 cents.
So yeah, Tony, you're absolutely right. That picture, because
Yeah.
obviously he's going to take his kids to come explore it when everything's up and running.
When you hit the total key, the drawer slides open, revealing a red key.
Is there anything else?
Wow.
Well done.
Let's
there any
ignore that
gold
key.
and
It means
coins?
nothing. It's a red herring.
I take the money.
Okay.
I'm going to take that key and I'm going to try to crack open this fridge.
Cool. You use the key, you remove the padlock. Inside the fridge, you find rows of prepackaged salads, some uncooked burger patties, those little baggies of apple slices, and some cans of soda.
Well, do we need rations? Yeah.
I want to take the uncooked burgers as bait.
Okay.
I want to use that to throw away toward a hungry theropod who might be chasing us.
What about a salad for a Vegisaurus?
The Vegisaurs are our friends.
Well, you might need to leave
And I
them.
don't know.
There's a Pachycephalosaurus on the other side of a window. I'm just saying.
I like that idea, Tony, about getting the Pachycephalosaurus to rush the glass. See if we can lure it and take it off that way.
If we want to go out there,
I'm
going
gonna
to do just yet.
I will take the dino mask of a Pachycephalosaurus off of the shelf there.
It's a good idea too.
And I will put it on, and I will go to the window, and I will just start dropping all kinds of dinosaur obscenities.
Okay. All right.
What do y'all think would happen if I put on that purple mask and started climbing the radio tower?
Val, that's brilliant. I love it.
Just
I don't
keep
know.
summoning dinosaurs.
Can I
Like,
offer the
is that
Pachy
gonna
some
be
apple
risky?
slices?
Yeah, you offer some apple slices. It munches them out of your palm, and then gets bored and hops back out the window and disappears into the jungle.
So do we want to go look around inside the... Well, you said you wanted to go up the ladder to the radio. Are we calling for help? Is that the idea?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might hold off on that. Okay. Y'all
Yeah,
can set me up maybe. But I was like, have
Well,
we
the
gone in the lab yet? Have we got? Because we've been.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
And then I see, is that
Yes.
a T-Rex at
The
the
T-Rex
exit?
at the exit, I think, is the one that we saw in
Okay.
the first picture. Oh, it says the raptor and a triceratops in the lab.
Yeah, but they were keeping a respectable distance from each other. There's a lot of professional working relationship.
Not the data.
You guys want to go explore the Pachy enclosure? We got the glass open.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do
Alright,
that.
Get bombed.
Let's do that.
Out of the glass, the ground in front of you is littered with deep Brachiosaurus footprints. You can no longer see the Pachy's off somewhere deeper in the jungle. You can continue into the jungle, but it is very dense.
Does that mean we're going up the radio tower?
I ruined the perfectly good
Whoa.
window for
All
nothing.
right.
I mean, you are.
Okay. I put on the purple mask. Hopefully, they'll view me as one of their kind, and I start climbing up
The
the radio
radio
tower.
and the ladder.
You begin to ascend. Unfortunately, you are quite a bit taller than your average Dimorphodon, so they are not fooled by your mask at all, and they begin to swoop in and loop at you.
Oh, okay. And my
You
air
want
horn
the
wouldn't
air horn?
scare them off? Can I blow the air horn? Yes,
Okay.
I grabbed one from the gift shop.
Yes,
Can
you
I blow my air horn?
the air horn, and the Dimorphodons, being the little sensitive creatures that they are, they panic. They are all so startled that they spatter the ladder, the hatch, and you in gooey white droppings before they all fly away.
Yeah.
It's important that I let you know that Val did not really just get pooped on by a dinosaur. Dimorphodon is actually classified as a flying reptile.
Yeah, really push that one.
I appreciate you.
Start crying, and I climb down the ladder.
Everyone sees,
I'm just sobbing
yeah,
at this
you're a
point.
little covered, but at least you made the path upward safe to climb.
Yes. Okay.
The ladder, let's go.
Yeah, let's get everybody.
The other red shirt.
You make it up to the top. It looks like this wonderful view. You're probably like 40 feet in the air. There is a radio. The radio is powered as you've restored power.
Can we put the radio on?
Yeah, you fiddle with some knobs. You are able to get a hold of the helicopter pilot. He asks, well, how are you enjoying your stay?
Can we say, like, yo, can you ladder drop from the radio tower and pick us up?
So I don't have any rope ladder, but I'll come and pick you up. But there is a T-Rex stomping around right around the helipad, so I'm not going to be able to land.
So going back to the map, we got to get that Rex out of the helicopter pad and ostensibly back in its enclosure or in one of the other enclosures. Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Let's go back into the main foyer where the T-Rex skeleton is.
There's a bunch of burgers.
Yeah, no, I grabbed those. They're soggy and warm, but I've got those on me. I want to peek in through the window of the laboratory. Not open the door, but just kind of take a quick little...
All right. As you approach the door itself, you see the door handle wiggle slightly on its own just for a moment. Peering through the window, it's a small little lab on the other side. On the opposite wall, there are two cages. One of the cages has a baby Triceratops locked inside. The other cage, the door is wide open. It does not have a padlock. And the occupant of the cage is a very hungry-looking Utah raptor who's wandering around the room, eyeing that baby Triceratops in the other cage.
I would like to grab one of the hamburger patties from Jimmy's back pocket. I'd like to open the door and throw it in the cage and shut the door back really quickly.
Okay, you throw the meat. It sails gracefully through the air and lands in the far corner of the cage. You close the door, and peering through the window, you can see the raptor sniffing the air, and it kind of scurries in there and begins to chow down.
All right, I'm running in fast as I can, and I'm slamming that door shut.
All right, you slam the door shut. The raptor turns around, very startled by this loud noise, and then just with like a little swagger, kind of saunters over to the cage door and puts its clawed hand on the handle and begins to turn the cage and open it.
Can someone please grab from the refrigerator?
You forgot to scream Leroy Jenkins when you dumped the gun.
Wow, that is brilliant.
I'm holding it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just like doing this with my hands, like I'm just like pushing for life.
But I slip comically on the burger juices that have been congealing from my legs.
So there's the raptor cage. There's the baby Triceratops cage. There's a medicine cabinet. And then there is a strange DNA sequencing machine.
What is on the...
What are we looking at first?
On the baby Triceratops.
First off, you see it's wearing a little blue harness with a name tag that says Ralph. There's a note. It says, I'm not sure how he did it, but during his routine checkup, Ralph managed to eat the key to his cell.
Are we going to have to let him poop that key out? Is this what you're telling us?
Yeah, can we just aggressively feed him salads?
Or Flintstones chewables because irony. All right, let's look at the gene sequencer.
The sequencer is powered up as you've restored power. The workspace in front of it is covered with a bunch of gloves and pipettes, little petri dishes, little scraping tools and whatnot. The machine itself appears to be automated, and then in the base of the machine are set 6 clean and empty test tubes waiting for samples.
Let's each spit in one, and then we can do some sequencing.
Is it? I see there's little swabs there on the table. Is it possible for me to put on a glove and like lure that little baby dinosaur to the cage and try to get a sample?
Ralph is very friendly. He waddles right over to you, and as you are retrieving some saliva, he's happy to give it. So he nuzzles
Gotta hand it to her. Val does not mess around when it comes to harvesting dino DNA.
I'd like to swab some poop off of my body with one of the other swabs and put that in
you
one of
swing
those other test tubes.
Put it in there, another little bell chime.
I'm going to take some lettuce from Jimmy's pocket, and I'm going to race back up the radio tower, and I'm going to lure that Brachiosaurus over.
Okay. You wave the leafy greens in the air. He stumps his feet happily as he munches the salad out of your open palms.
Probably got it.
Mission accomplished. Exactly. I kiss him. I'd like to kiss the Brachiosaurus on the nose.
He
And
purrs
I'd like
a
to
really
hop
deep,
down.
rumbly purr and then wanders off.
So,
Shop for a T-shirt for Val.
Nice.
Get new clothes.
so how do we get the wreck sample, ladies and gentlemen?
I got it. I know what I have to do. I'm gonna go back to the gift shop. I was gonna throw the stuffed dinosaur in the area where John Bacon was brutally murdered moments ago, and let the T-Rex take a bite out of that. Realize that it's not food, like a great white biting into a surfboard, and then be spitting it out, and then boom, bingo.
And we have the slide.
Dino
still.
still.
Yeah. Wait. Before you do all this, there's a hunk of amber in the museum said to be full of T-Rex DNA. Just chunk a hunk of that in there.
Look at the
Or that.
look at the brain.
It's much less thrilling.
Wait, no. I'm not sure that's
Let's
gonna
get on
work,
it. The
James.
amber blaze of glory.
I'm not sure that's gonna work, James. Jimmy, continue.
Yeah, keep going.
I was imagining you would taunt him and get his little arm through the door because he's too big, he can't fit, and then let him scratch you or something. So he's
He has a big head, little arms.
yeah. That's all he can get through.
After sequencing the DNA, Gabe introduced us to a very special puzzle created just for our team.
Postulated more than a ton. Well, the only thing is, I don't know how this graph thing works, but T-Rex has huge ontogeny, in terms of size. It depends if it's feature based, because PACHYCEPHALOSAUR could be feature based too, but that's controversial. So, yeah.
You'd need a master's degree in paleontology just to figure out the relationships and unlock the next phase.
Okay, that's fine with T-Rex.
Gabe, I got to give you points
The
because
computer
we didn't
knows
mention this. We didn't say this, but the graphic of the T-Rex on the chart in the center of the lobby, you've got feathers on the T-Rex in certain locations, but not entirely covered. So I appreciate you doing that because that's holding up with some of the the wiggliest part of the debate right now. But you didn't make it a fully tufted giant turkey.
No.
You gave it cool,
I
like a scar across the chin. So,
Yeah. I like the little kind of, mane of feathers. It feels regal to me. You place all the test tubes. When you do, there is a success little message that goes across the screen. No one's ever played that one, so I'm glad it kind of
You
worked.
said you were going to make a really tough dino puzzle to include in this one. Was that it?
That was it. I mean, really tough, but yeah.
It was fantastic. I loved it. Thank you so much. That was really cool.
Yeah, I was just sitting here yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I'm with you,
yeah,
Val. I was like, let the two dino nerds take this one.
I did know that a T-Rex was closely related to a bird, though. I did know that.
What's the worst that could happen?
You got an angry little buzzer. It does not unlock.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I was going sequentially. So, okay.
They equal 9. So, you see how 5, am I right here? So, okay, you see how 5, that's the fourth one over. So 5 plus 4 equals 9. And then 3 plus 6 equals 9. And then 3 plus 6 equals 9. So they all equal 9.
That's brilliant.
Right?
That's amazing.
You good?
Okay. And so then the blue one would be 7. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I can't believe it's the same combination as my luggage.
Yeah, wait.
You tap it in. It does not unlock.
What?
Okay.
But we worked so hard.
That was a good one, though. I like that.
That's a good.
8, 6, 7, 5,
309.
309.
Okay,
Yeah.
James, go back to the radio tower.
Yeah. They're way over.
Wave
Gotta
the
do a
hamburger
flyby.
patty. Wave the hamburger patty.
So the helicopter pilot's going to do a flyby. You reach out, you just grab on, and then you just get out of here and save yourself.
Make me nice and expendable.
Oh, he's doing it. Woo! There we go.
You tap it in, and the cabinet pops open for you. There are a bunch of different medications in there. You do see one large bottle labeled for Ralph.
Well, this sounds like it could end up being something disgusting. So, Val?
Kind of feel. I roll up my sleeves.
No. You done.
I'll take one for the team.
Okay.
I will
Awesome.
administer the medicine to Ralph.
All right. With his chubby little tail wagging, Ralph happily gobbles up his medicine. You're not sure what exactly the medicine was, but it seems to be working very quickly. Ralph looks queasy. He stumbles and leans on the cage bars right next to you. He makes a strained expression and quickly produces a remarkably large pile of poop. He's feeling much better.
I feel like I'm nasty, so I'm gonna put on some gloves. And this is pretend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that glove on, and I'm gonna see what's in the poop.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get that done.
You dive on in, and don't take you too long. You find the key to Ralph's cage.
Here we go. All
That's
right.
not Val. She's tenacious.
Great. All right. I unlock Ralph's cage, or I try to unlock Ralph's cage. You will let us know if it works.
You unlock it. The little Triceratops comes waddling out. He's very friendly. He nuzzles against your legs and demands pets and attention.
Can I look around for a leash? Is there a leash in here?
Yeah, there's a leash, and he lets you clip it into his harness.
Okay, so now we got to bring little Ralph closer to the T-Rex. We got to put him close to danger so that he starts screaming.
Yes, I'm
I'll do it.
worried about little Ralph getting eaten, but I mean,
I'll make sure
yeah,
he's okay. I'm gonna hold the leash real close to Ralph. I'm gonna bring him close into the lobby where the T-Rex is, so that he can see the T-Rex and react in kind.
Yes.
So you're standing in front of those main doors, and suddenly you can feel the earth trembling underfoot as the Rex begins to stomp closer, and poor little Ralph, his stubby little legs begin to tremble. He squeaks and honks desperately, but he's just petrified. He cannot get himself to run away as the T-Rex begins to bend down and squeeze its head through the doorway, its maw open, ready to gobble up the morsel that is Ralph.
Well, this is an island full of dinosaurs, but I think I'm the monster. Ralph is still okay though. The T-Rex's jaws are wide open. He's not biting into anything yet.
Not yet. Do you want to do anything? Okay. Or do you want to let?
I want to take a selfie real quick.
Okay.
All right. So I've done that. And the reception on this island is bad, so I'll post it later. We've got Ralph right here by the T-Rex. The maw is agape, as he said. So can I? I don't know. I was hoping that this thing would make some kind of sound.
Can we throw a hamburger patty in its mouth and give him like a taste for raw beef?
Oh, I've got several dozen burgers, -3, still sitting in my pocket here. So let me just slough all those out, throw the whole packy sack full of T-Rex bait right into his mouth.
Okay, you frisbee a bunch of burger patties in there. And the Rex closes its mouth and kind of gobbles that down real fast. You feel the earth rumbling again. Though the T-Rex isn't moving, and the T-Rex, in fact, looks quite frightened. It pulls its head out of the doorway and steps aside to reveal two very angry Triceratops barreling down the path. The Triceratops honk loudly, and they chase off the T-Rex. Ralph pulls free the leash and meets up with his parents. And with the area clear of predators, the helicopter is able to land. You all scramble aboard and meet James. He's waiting for you there. And as you fly away, you can hear the Triceratops honking appreciatively and the Rex roaring in frustration. And after careful consideration, you decide not to endorse the park. And with that, you have successfully escaped from Prehistoric Park.
That's incredible. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody. We survived.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I was getting really nervous there for little Ralph. I was so scared.
Gabe, thank you very much. This game was a lot of fun. This was really cool, and I love the way that you were able to kind of weave the story for us as things were going, and all the different potential weird ideas that we had thrown at you that you clearly already thought of.
Yeah,
Thank you very, very much. And thanks for the
Thank you.
invite, Jimmy.
So my guests for today have been Sir Jamie and Gabe from Trap Puzzle Rooms in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Good. We're glad that you survived. So.
Thanks for playing.
We'll have the links for the rooms and everything and directly to their social media in the description down below. By all means, check them out. You're not going to be disappointed.
Moments like this and experiences like this put together let you know that it doesn't matter what you do, where you're from, or how old you are. Dinosaurs will always be awesome.
Amen.